SpaghettiOs! Much to Ava's horror, this is the very first pasta I ever ate in my entire life. I actually bet that for a lot of people, it was probably their first pasta. Although actually, I don't know if SpaghettiOs are just an American thing or if they're in other countries. If you live in a different country or have visited a different country and found SpaghettiOs, let me know. But for those who aren't familiar, SpaghettiOs are these little round, ring-shaped pasta pieces floating in a delicious tomato and cheese sauce. They have a few different variations. And it's every kid's favorite canned pasta.
Now, the first thing that comes into my mind is that I'm so sorry for all of you. This looks very bad.
How do you know? You haven't tried it. Do you want to try it?
No, Alper.
You sure?
I can tell, a pasta that sits in a can for I don't know how many years, it can't be in any way good.
I solemnly promise to you guys that by the end of this video, I will convince her to try them. In any case, you were the one who pointed out to me that there is something surprisingly authentic about this, and there is, in fact, a real Italian dish that, in some ways, resembles SpaghettiOs.
See, Harper, it's not that we have those, or we invented those.
Well, it doesn't come in a can.
No, this for sure, this was
It's
out of any time.
cooked in a different way.
See, completely different way.
And whereas this is something that you can microwave in a couple minutes, the real Italian SpaghettiOs dish is a pretty epic dish. It's kind of a project, so we might even want to get started here if you're going to show it to us today.
Put this on a side, and let's go and cook.
We'll come back to you, my friend. Sorry for the interruption, but right after we shot this video, we were finally able to put together new 2025 dates for both the Pasta Grammar Tour and the Weekend d'Assa, and we just wanted to let you guys know. The Pasta Grammar Tour is like a foodie safari through southern Italy where we go from Naples all the way down to the Strait of Messina. We travel around doing a lot of our favorite things to do in the region.
And we go also to eat our favorite food.
Yes, perhaps most importantly.
Such as ragù, pasta alla genovese, pizza, mozzarella di bufala, pasta with beans, andouille, and the wonderful wine of Calabria, and fish and seafood.
There's a lot of good food. The Weekend d'Assa is where we spend a whole week of food and fun living in Ava's hometown, a small Calabrian village, meeting the locals, eating with them, cooking with them, celebrating with them.
Most important.
Anyway, I'll put a link down below and you can check out the tours there or visit pastagrammar.com/tour.
And we hope to see you there.
So, judging from the ingredients I see in front of me, I take it that you are not going to make your SpaghettiOs with tomato and cheese sauce.
No, Harper, I'm going to make the sauce of our SpaghettiOs in a completely different way because our SpaghettiOs requires a Sicilian ragù. So I'm making this. Like most of the ragù in Italy, also the Sicilian ragù starts with a soffritto, which means olive oil, onion, celery, and carrots.
Incidentally, it's also the best smell in the world.
Yes, I know, I agree. It smells like Sunday. This is an ingredient that is used most just in the Sicilian ragù, which is a bay leaf. I'm going to use today just beef. If you want, you can also mix beef and pork. After the meat is browned, we are going to add the spices and herbs that makes our ragù more Sicilian. So we are going to put a little bit of nutmeg, grounded cloves, the smell is amazing, some black pepper, and because I like, I'm going to add also some basil. And then is the moment of wine. Now I'm going to use a white wine. If you don't have a white wine and you prefer to use a red wine, feel free to use also red wine. For this kind of ragu, we need a tomato puree. Now, if you find a very good tomato puree, use it. But if you don't find it, you can use just whole peeled tomatoes and make your own tomato puree using a
vegetable mill.
I was going to call it a tomato mill. After the wine is evaporated, is the moment to add some tomato paste. On a medium-low heat, we let it cook for about 30 minutes, because after 30 minutes we need to add our last ingredient that makes the ragu more Sicilian. There are various versions of these Sicilian SpaghettiOs, and one of them uses one of my favorite ingredients, which means eggplants. And Harper, let's see if you studied in which way we need to cook the eggplants to make them taste amazing.
Fry them in olive oil.
Bravo Harper, you studied. Some of them we will fry in cube, in this shape. Some of the eggplants we will fry in slice. The ragu has been cooking for about 30 minutes, so it's the moment to add the last ingredients, which means
fresh frozen garden peas.
Now it's a Sicilian ragu.
Now it's a Sicilian ragu, because in every ragu that Sicilians make, there are peas. And we keep cooking it for about 10-15 minutes until it reaches the right consistency for our SpaghettiOs. Now that the ragu is ready, the eggplants are fried, it's the moment to cook the pasta, which means it's the moment to cook our SpaghettiOs. As you can see, they are called Anelletti Siciliani. This is a pasta shape that is traditionally from Sicily.
They're SpaghettiOs!
No, are per Anelletti Siciliani. If you go in every rosticceria in Palermo, they have this dish.
I don't understand why, like, you had to order this online. I don't know why you don't see this in stores more often, because it's like, it's a cool pasta shape, and it's recognizable to everyone who's had SpaghettiOs. It's pretty cool.
Actually, now that I think, okay, yes, in Italy you can find it, but it's not so easy to find them.
Really, even in Italy?
See, no, you can find, I'm not saying no, but it's not that it's widely available everywhere.
It's a specifically Sicilian thing.
See, in Sicily you find in every hole.
Well, I'll put a link down below if you want to pick these up yourself, because chances are you're not going to find them at your local Kroger.
I'm going to cook this pasta for 5 minutes, no more, because then I will cook it in another way. I'm going to mix some of the ragu into the pasta. And now I need this. This is what you call in English a spring form, and it's very important to have something like that because it will be easier to take it out from the pan. I'm pouring a little bit of olive oil at the bottom of the pan because I want my pasta as a nice crispy crust. A little bit of breadcrumb, and we start with the eggplants fried in slice. We cover all the spring form. We start with a first layer of pasta, if we can call it layer. There isn't any baked dish in the south of Italy that avoid hard-boiled eggs, because we love them so much that we could put them, I don't know, everywhere. After the eggs, we place inside the rest of the fried eggplants. Then is the moment of the rest of our Sicilian ragu. A little bit of mozzarella, because why not?
Need some cheese.
Yes, always. Here I have some caciocavallo. Now,
Not just any caciocavallo.
I know,
The caciocavallo.
this is the caciocavallo podolico, what is left of what we had.
This is the amazing cheese that we found in Basilicata, gosh, about a year ago. And this is
About
the
a
last
year.
of it.
This is the last of it. So, if you find the caciocavallo Siciliano, use the Sicilian one, because this is a Sicilian recipe. But believe me that this caciocavallo doesn't make you miss the caciocavallo Siciliano. And now the other layer of pasta. SpaghettiOs is not a hands-off food, absolutely not, at least in Italy. So I'm actually cleaning here the pot with the ragu and just make my eggplants dirty with tomato sauce. And believe me, it's heavy. But it looks amazing, it's amazing. We put this in the oven. In total, it should cook about 40-45 minutes.
Wow, that is pretty much unlike anything I've ever seen.
This is Timballo di Anelletti alla siciliana or alla palermitana.
Also known as Sicilian SpaghettiOs.
It's very beautiful. In about 30 seconds, it will be a disaster because this is not the easiest thing to cut into it and try to keep the shape. I will try to do my best, but I'm already destroying it.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. That's a thing my dad always said to me when I was a kid. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. I don't know if that was from a commercial or if that was just something he said. Was that a real thing or is that just a weird my dad thing?
It's just a weird your dad thing.
How would you know? Well, how would you know if there's a SpaghettiOs commercial that says uh-oh, SpaghettiOs?
But knowing your dad, I know that it can be just his thing.
SpaghettiOs.
One thing is for certain. SpaghettiOs, whether they come in a can or are baked Sicilian style, it's a messy food.
See, it's a messy food because it's not easy actually to keep the slice how it is. But there is also a huge difference between this SpaghettiOs and that SpaghettiOs.
I'll be the judge of that. Well, how do you know? You still haven't tried SpaghettiOs.
Look, a pasta put in a can for definition, by definition, it can't exist.
I think you need to try them to really know. But let's try this first.
Or maybe you can have yours and I can have mine.
No, that's okay. We'll try this first to get together. It's so funny seeing SpaghettiOs on my plate.
Buon appetito.
Oh, yeah.
If your SpaghettiOs taste like those, I'm in all my life. But something tells me that they don't really taste the same.
No, they're really quite similar, Ava. No, for real. This is a really incredible dish. It's like somewhere between pasta alla norma, a normal pasta al forno, but because there's ragu in it and layers and the cheese like a lasagna kind of.
It's too good to be real, but it's real.
I also love it just because of how like interesting and different it looks, you know? If you take the time to make a real lasagna, it is the best, one of the best tasting things in the world. This is like just as good, but it looks so interesting and different that if you bust this out at a party.
See, because of the pasta. Because it's one of the few dishes that actually use this pasta. You said before that you're the judge of SpaghettiOs. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Look, this is amazing, don't get me wrong. But like this tastes almost just as good, and it can be cooked in 3 minutes in the microwave. So like if you're at home and you're watching this, like hard to beat this.
Sì, vabbè, Harper. I don't believe you for a second.
Fair enough, then I guess you'll just have to try them. Wow.
Look how
I'm almost done. I don't even have to fry anything.
I understand, but you are going to kill me. I took you to, I don't know, the paradise, the heaven.
Oh, I'm taking you to paradise. Don't you worry about that.
No, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to paradise because you're going to kill me.
Hey, voila. I gotta stir it. And buon appetito.
Now, I'm an adult and I can survive with a bite of this. But you're children.
I ate this as a child and I turned out just fine.
We have two different definitions of fine here. I can't say buon appetito.
You see what I mean? In only 3 minutes, you can have that. It's still in your mouth? You're not swallowing it? You're not swallowing it? Is the pasta al dente?
It's one of the mushiest things that I tried in my life. You don't need to bite into them.
It just kind of dissolves, yeah.
They just are so mushy. So, the taste is unbelievable bad. Like it tastes like sugar. There is no tomato sauce that you can taste. There is no cheese that you can taste. I knew that they could be pretty disgusting, but now I'm sure that how they are still in business.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
Now, thank you for watching us. Everyone can keep his own here. Everyone can keep what you made this, you deserve this, I made this, I deserve this.
Perhaps the only thing that this dish has over my can of SpaghettiOs is the Sicilian Ragù, which is very good. And speaking of Ragù, here is an amazing looking Ragù alla Napoletana made by a pasta Grammarian.
That is a very good looking pot of Napolitan Ragù.
And they did it with the braciole, and it looks like with braciole with pork skin.
That makes
Which is the best.
Makes the Ragù alla Napoletana,
The
if
best.
it's already good like 10, it makes the Ragù alla Napoletana look good like, I don't know, 20.
If you want to become a pasta subscririan, I was about to say, you should subscribe. If you want to become a pasta grammarian, hit that subscribe button. Follow us on social media at Pasta Grammar. And if you try any of these recipes, especially a big, epic Sicilian spaghettio Timballo, I've already forgotten the name, a lot of O's. Spaghettio Timballo, that's what I'm gonna call it. Yes, that's the name. That's what they call it in Palermo.
Timballo di Anelletti Siciliani.
Then definitely tag us in a picture on Facebook or Instagram. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Ciao.
No, non c'è, sì, sicuro. No, everyone has his own. No, non esiste. No, non esiste, ma non esiste proprio. Ma non esiste proprio. Ma togli ste mani, ma va. Buon appetito, Archer.
Oh my God. The pasta doesn't look that mushy, but it just, as soon as it hits your tongue, it just, it's gone.